Oh, did we get it? Did I do it? Haha. Yes. Okay, we have audio. Okie dokie. Alrighty. So let me just throw my earbuds back in. Okay, that is great. So evidently, it was just the fact that I didn't have the right microphone set here. But welcome to today's stream. Today, we're going to be playing some Wonders of Sodor, which I'm quite excited for. So let me just get my screen shared here. Share that. It's going to jump me over. And we're going to turn up this master volume here so I can hear what I'm doing. That should be good. Alrighty. Actually, I'm going to turn that just a wee bit more. I don't like when I'm talking and I'm streaming and I can't hear myself think because there's just music blasting in my ear. Just making sure my audio is working on my end. Okay. So, let's just really quickly. I just want to edit that thing and then get this banner down. Okay, alrighty. So welcome to today's Wonders of Sodor stream. Today's going to be a fun one. What I'm hoping to accomplish today is the completion, well, at least a fair amount of the timetable for Thomas here. I've played quite a bit in terms of the timetables. I've played quite a bit of Percy's, as you can see here. I got pretty, well, not super far into the day. As you can see, there's still a whole lot that Percy has to do throughout his day. But in terms of Thomas, I have not actually played a lot of his timetable. So I thought today would be fun if we just sat and relaxed and went through Thomas's timetable. And then eventually we'll go, I think, through probably Gordon's and James and Diesel's and Emily's, and maybe I'll replay or I'll go through what's left of Percy's. But without further ado, let's get into it. So, for those of you who don't maybe know, I have played this game quite a bit. I've done a couple of streams with the game. I think my most recent stream, I just kind of screwed around. But it's funny, I never realized how much I actually enjoyed the timetable mode until I sat down and played it on my own. So I thought, okay, obviously now we have to do a stream. So, all right, let's get the turntable moved here. I am playing with realistic controls because I just find them a little easier to use, a little more fun too. So we'll get Thomas out to the turntable. I'm a very kind of stop and starty sort of driver here. So we'll see how this goes. Alrighty, so let's get onto the turntable. I also really like this mode here, or this camera mode, where you're basically just kind of leaning out of the cab. I think that's really cool. Okay. We'll whistle and we'll head down to that part of the siding there. Choo choo, everybody. Brake, Thomas, brake. Yeah, see, this is where you're really going to see how great of a driver I am. All right, now it wants us at the Tidmouth Shunt. And, alrighty, so we'll head up there. Yeah, over to the Tidmouth Shunt. I'll slow down just a little bit here because I don't want to blow past this signal. Up we go. It's funny, I don't think this bridge, this bridge was never seen in the TV series, so that's kind of cool. Tidmouth Bridge. Alrighty. And we have stopped, so now let's just back up. So now we're going to couple to, I think, Annie and Clarabelle. It's got to be Annie and Clarabelle. There's no way it's not. Because this is Thomas's first service of the day, which I'm 90% certain is Annie and Clarabelle. Or is it the Express Coaches? Better not be the Express Coaches. The only reason I say that is because there's literally an entire mission where you play as Percy and you shunt the Express Coaches into the yard. Unless Annie and Clarabelle are on the other side of the Express Coaches. Yes, Annie and Clarabelle. Haha. Honestly, probably my favorite coaches in the entire show. And I gotta admit, it's a little bit of bias just because, like, as a kid, that was the only coaches I basically had. For some reason, coaches just were not made a lot for the diecast lines. And I don't know why. Slowly couple up here. Alrighty, we have now coupled. So now, that concludes that part of the schedule. I just want to I just want to see what YouTube has decided to make the thumbnail. Oh, that's good. Okay, beauty. Wanted to make sure it was a decent thumbnail. Okay, let's go back to the menu. This is the one issue I do have with this game, is the fact that you can't just keep jumping through the timetables. Every time you complete one section, you have to then jump into the main menu and go back. So it's a little bit frustrating there. But you know what? It's not really big. It's not the end of the world. There are bigger issues besides issues in a Thomas the Tank Engine video game. But we have to now get to... we have to go through Tidmouth and then get to Knapford, I believe. So let's get down to Knapford, everybody. Very happy to be pulling Annie and Clarabelle here today. And like I said, if this is like something that you guys kind of enjoy, I will definitely start looking into like doing more streams. It's just one of those things where I don't always have the most amount of time in the world, but like if you guys want to see like a stream kind of weekly, I'd be more than happy to stream weekly. Gives me a chance to kind of interact with you guys, not in the comments section, which is nice. We are going way faster than we should be, but whatever. So yeah, come on, Thomas. Okay. Pardon me. Tidmouth through track. It's funny, I have yet to see a service that starts at Tidmouth. And I gotta say too, like Tidmouth in this game looks amazing. This has got to be like almost completely accurate to the show there, to season, whatever season it first appeared in, season 2, I think. So yeah, Tidmouth is one of those stations that I wish got like a little more kind of representation in toys. And I don't mean like the Tidmouth Tunnel or whatever, like actually what we're in right now, from Take and Play. I mean like an actual fully fleshed out Tidmouth station. And honestly, that goes for like, oh, we are going way too fast right now. Okay, break, Thomas. Please don't blow through this platform and make us fail this. Like more representation for the bigger through stations. Like, I mean, when you really look at it, like lines like Wooden Railway and Trackmaster, they hit it out of the park with their representation. Oh, am I not? I want to let me good. Okay, stopped. So now we have to get up to the South Shunt branch. Okay, yeah. I mean, like more representation of like these through stations. Like when you look at like Tomy and Trackmaster. Actually, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it was Hit Toys Trackmaster that did a really good Trackmaster Knapford station. Like that's what I would have loved to see as a kid for things like Take and Play and Take Along. And to Push Along's credit, which came way later on, they did make a pretty decent Knapford station. But by that point, the lines were just too far gone. That station wasn't even compatible, to my knowledge, with other Thomas and Friends toy lines, minus Literal Motorized. And that's a whole other discussion, if I'm being perfectly honest with all of you. But okay. So we're going to now kind of go to here, and I'm basically going to just sort of pretend I'm the guard for a minute. Because like you can't really see in reverse. Well, you can and you can't really see in reverse, but I'm just going to go this way. But no, if you've followed my layout content and you've followed my layout stuff series, you know that my Knapford section of the layout has kind of been a thorn in my side for a very long time. Because Knapford is just one of those stations where, like, it has to be a through station, at least in my opinion. Like, it can't be you can make it a terminus, but it looks cooler if you have like this style here where all the lines can kind of go through. At least that's my like opinion. Come on, back up, Thomas. Whoops, stop. Okay. And that concludes getting to the platform. So I'm guessing the next part of the time to get Knapford to Farquhar. So we got to get to Farquhar. Yeah. Anyway, Knapford's just been like a thorn in my side since I've had a layout, because as a kid I had, of course, the take along, or maybe it was take along. It was take along. The learning curve. Oh no, we gotta stop. Open doors. Nope, unlock doors. There we go. I just almost became a very horrible train driver there for a minute. No, so as a kid, right, I had the take along Knapford station, and that station, it's really freaking weird because like you have the Knapford station set, and basically it's got two very long tracks that only go one way. They're like terminus tracks, so like they only like you can only like they're not through. It's like one end continues on and then the other end's just kind of slope down into nothing. And then the only through track is this little stupid curved thing that's got a little ridge. So it's kind of impossible. And not only that, but like, okay, we're good to go. Let's go. Oh, we're going to Dryaw. Oh, awesome. I love Dryaw. Dryaw's a very fun station. No, but like, so and you add to that the fact that the diecast lines up until Adventures, which is the one reason that I really do like Adventures. The one thing Adventures got right was its track. Like the way that with Adventures you can make such realistic looking railway yards and stations, like just an absolute bravo to that line in general. Such a nice thing. Let's get going up the line to Dryaw. So, anywho, yeah, like it's just one of those things that ticks me off to no end. And it admittedly is kind of silly, like, you know. But at the same time, too, when you have, like I said, Wooden Railway and Trackmaster having really, really good Knapford station representation. Like for a while there, until I built my own station, I was at the point of just buying the Wooden Railway Knapford station and then just modding it to fit my my diecast layout. So yeah. Windmill. This is like one of the best parts of this game, I gotta say, is the fact that like you have locations like the windmill, you have locations like the watermill, you have all these awesome places. Okay, here's Dryaw, so we gotta slow the heck down because otherwise Thomas is gonna blow right through the station, and I don't want that. I'm a responsible engine driver. I'm the 3 R's: reading, writing, and arithmetic. I mean, responsible, reliable, and really useful. You know, got to throw in that Mr. Conductor reference. Let's just stop right here. And there we go. We are at Dryaw. So now let's unlock the doors and let everyone kind of clamber in. Alrighty. Let's have a look at Dryaw actually while we're here. Looks like we got, what kind of plane? It looks like almost like a Piper Warrior back there. Maybe a Piper Warrior. Sorry, I'm also a huge airplane nut as much as I am a train nut. I'm currently in the midst of getting ready for an apprenticeship as an aircraft mechanic. So seeing kind of, you know, modern aircraft in this game, because I'm pretty sure this game does take place in the modern day. I don't think this game, well, I mean, these people seem to be dressed like they're in the 40s, so maybe it is supposed to be like the 50s or 60s or 40s. I don't know. That guy or this girl, this girl looks pretty modern. I don't know. But then you got like these guys look kind of old timey. I don't know. I also have yet to see someone with like an actual cell phone or something in this game, so I don't know. My like any of your guys' guess is as good as mine. Time to just whistle impatiently, because that's what Thomas likes to do at times. So yeah. No, but like it's just I like Dry Awe. It's just one of those fun little locations, you know. It really kind of just adds that little bit of extra to Thomas's branch line. So Dry Awe is fun. And I also find it really funny that you have like the season 10 episode where Thomas has to talk to Jeremy the jet plane, and apparently the writer of that had a really hard time figuring out how a plane and a train would interact. But then you literally have Dry Awe Airfield right here on the island here. And you also had the airports. I don't really understand what the issue there was, but whatever. Also, it's not like Harold when he's flying by never talks to the engines, so I can't see why Jeremy can't do the same, but that's whatever. I gotta say, I also do really like the Sodor Airport. I think it's like near Kelsthorpe or something. It's on the west side of, no, it's on the east side of the island. Like it's on kind of that weird stretch between like, because it's not on the Kirk Ronan branch line, but I want to say it's like kind of around there. I don't honestly remember, but my point is, I don't really have a point. I'm just ranting about planes and trains at this point. But yeah, okay, that's what I was. I like the Sodor Airport. It's a very tastefully done new location. Even though, yeah, for some people, I'm sure it does look kind of funny, in the sense that like it's this giant yellow building that sticks out like a sore thumb. Like I'm sure it doesn't like I'm sure to some people it does look kind of silly, but I don't know. I've always liked it, and it also helps that it got really good merchandise up until like what season 20, so like 2015 to 2017, somewhere in there, when you had that random Hugo in the airship set, which I thought was freaking amazing, considering the fact that like, you know, by that point the airport had basically stopped appearing, and it makes sense. Like Hugo in the airship, yeah, of course Hugo would appear by the airport, even though he never did in the episode. So that is just a really cool location. That's again why, for as much as like I've never really been a wooden railway collector, I have like a huge amount of respect for the designers of that line, and those who, and I totally 100% understand why people collect wooden railway, because wooden railway is like everything you could want out of a Thomas and Friends toy line. It's got like all of the characters, it's got all the buildings, it's got everything you could want. I think it only skipped on maybe a few characters here and there towards the end of the show. But like, yeah, you can, and like being a wooden line, it's fairly easy to customize. Oh, watermill. If anyone ever asks, that is one of my, like, basically my favorite location in the entirety of the show and the island of Sodor. I actually have a video coming out soon, in August. I think it's like the middle of August. Yeah, August. I have a video coming out about the watermills on the island of Sodor from the TV show. So going essentially from season 2 all the way through to I want to say season 12 in terms of like when the new ones were introduced. Oh, don't blow this signal, no. Oh, that was too fast. Okay, objective complete. Unlock doors. Alrighty, so where are we now? We're at unlock doors. Here we go. We are at Elsbridge. I think this is Elsbridge. Yep, Elsbridge. Which, this is funny because this station looks very different to how it does in the show. And I think that's because in the show, of course, Elsbridge... Oh my gosh, I totally forgot about this. Sorry. Okay, so another vehicle obsession of mine. I love little canal boats like these, and I totally forgot that they had them um, in this game. So that's really cool. That is awesome. Okay, but back to Ellsbridge. Ellsbridge is one of those stations where, like in the show, it was basically like a junction point for I think the loop line and Thomas's branch line and some other stuff. And it kind of sort of took the place of Knapford in the books, but then you also have the weird fact in the show of where, like, you know, it's like Tidmouth, Knapford, and then it kind of goes along. This game seems to be kind of a weird hybrid of the TV show and Audrey's map of Sodor. So in this game, you have the TV thing where you have Tidmouth and Knapford, with Knapford as like essentially the terminus of the main line, with Tidmouth, I'm assuming, eventually going to jump off into a like a little western update. But then you have Ellsbridge just on Thomas's branch line, not as a like junction station, which is similar to Audrey's map. So quite happy about that. But let's get going. Back to here. Let's go this side. Signal down. Maithwaite, platform 2. Gotta love Maithwaite. I would love to know why like this is like this. I mean, I know why this is like this. Thomas's line in the show goes from 2 tracks to 1 quite quickly after the start of the line. But at the same time, too, if I remember correctly, in the show, it's a set of buffers. It's not like it just randomly stops at a bridge. But then again, I guess we did see the Ellsbridge in Thomas Goes Fishing. I think we did see it up close. So maybe I just need to rewatch that episode. But I'm pretty sure it did have 2 tracks. But then again, this is also like kind of a weird, like, not weird. It's a very different, like, kind of hybrid take on the Island of Sodor map. They're like the developers of this game very clearly are trying to respect the TV legacy and the Railway Series legacy. And you can tell that in, like, you know, the references and stuff they put into the game, but just in the care they've put into the map, you can really tell. Like, I mean, the fact that they've included Railway Series elements like Ellsbridge on Thomas's branch line just kind of on its own. But then you also have the fact of, like, Knapford not being the junction, Knapford being the terminus, and then Knapford and Tidmouth kind of, like, in that little sort of area sort of together. So I think that does make a lot of sense. Hey, it's that bridge from Thomas and Birdie's Great Race. That's cool. Any canal boats? Nope, didn't see. Okay. Let's go to 3 again, because I feel like by being in the driver's seat, we're missing a lot of cool scenery. There, this allows me to look around and talk a lot more. That's a cool church. I don't know what church that is. Does anyone know what that church is? I don't know. Oh, and oh no, we might blow the platform. Maybe not. Okay, we're gonna be okay. Yeah, so evidently when you're driving a train, you need to pay attention. Who'd have thought that? Okay, Thomas has stopped. Let's unlock these doors and board these passengers. Yeah, da 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 da. Alrighty. Everyone's getting on board. Close that up. And now we gotta wait till 7:28 a.m. Alrighty. Oh, there's a little fairground and what looks to be Bulgy? That's not Bulgy. It's like his cousin or something. That's Algie. That's who that is. Although I think Algie I think he's supposed to be like Birdie. I don't remember. All right. Maithwaite is one of those stations too that weirdly got a lot of merchandise. And I think it's because around like season, I want to say 6, they really started pushing like this look of it. So then you end up seeing a lot of Maithwaite in like, you end up seeing a lot of Maithwaite in like take along and take and play, but you also see like in terms of the show. If I remember correctly, once season 6 happened, there was a lot more exposure to Maithwaite like as time kind of went on. So that's kind of neat. Gotta love some Maithwaite. Alrighty, let's get going. Hacking back. Here we come. Alrighty. Now, while we're heading up the line here, let's look at Thomas's face, because he's doing pretty happy, but let's see what other faces we have for him. Control-Shift-S. Thomas. Smiling, happy, shocked, cross, smug. Yes. I love me some smug Thomas. That is great. Most important part of the whole railway right here. Mr. Tank Engine himself. So yeah. And now we're heading through the Hackenback tunnel. So let me just, where's the flashlight? There it is. I like the flashlight because it allows you to like basically kind of just like see like the cab a lot better. Also, while we're in here and I got nothing better to do, look at the accuracy of this freaking cab. Like, look at the controls. This is like almost completely accurate to the show prop as far as I'm concerned. Now, I don't think I've ever actually seen what a real life E2 class cab is supposed to look like. I assume it's probably a lot more intricate than this because, of course, the Thomas engines are a lot more simplified compared to the real life counterparts. But who knows? So here we come up to Hackenback. I'm thinking we'll probably complete this service and then I'll probably end the stream for today because I wasn't intending on streaming for super, super long. I kind of just wanted to, like just get on and have some fun because I had time, And obviously it's middle of the day, not a ton of people are around, but okay, let's throw the brake. Oh, no. Yeah, I know there's an objective failure. Okay. I guess we don't need to stop at Hackenback now, so I guess we'll just continue on. Oops. Okay. Sorry, everybody at Hackenback. I will be back a little later. So Top on Hat is going to have some choice words for me. Oh, that's funny. And away we go. It's funny. You don't realize like how close together everything actually is on the island of Sodor until you look at maps or play a game like this, where that's literally the case. Like, I don't know, when you watch the show and they have like the epic train chases or, there's some sort of cool adventure going on or you see them pulling the long trains, the show really does a good job of tricking you into thinking that the island of Sodor is massive, especially given that they tend to, especially in the later seasons, like going towards season 10 and season like 9, they really start to emphasize like the hills of Sodor and the mountains of Sodor and the far off like east side. It's not fleshed out super well, but what I'm trying to say is that like they really always did a good job of making Sodor like feel kind of bigger than it actually was. All right, objective complete. Oh, stop. Unlock doors. So now we're loading passengers. I wonder if we're taking the workers to the quarry or if this is where the service is going to end. There's Percy's coaches. I think Percy comes down the line anytime now. I only know that because I played like a majority of Percy's timetable, like I was saying. So, yeah. All right, we got to wait about 3 minutes now. So I'm going to check my phone because why not? I hope you guys have enjoyed this if you're watching. If you guys want to see more live streams, let me know. I'm thinking to, at some point, it would be really cool if, like we could get like a streaming schedule together. If you guys want to see, pardon me, I don't know why I'm yawning. If you guys want to see, like, different stuff on the channel too, video wise, let me know. I'm currently trying to decide. I usually have a schedule of videos in mind as I work on them. So I'm thinking of maybe doing another Thomas Characters Explained, or maybe a different kind of review video. So we'll just see kind of where time takes me. So yeah. Alrighty. 33. So this is telling me that the signal, oh, my signal's green. I wonder if I'm waiting for Percy to come down the line. I wonder if that's what I'm waiting for. I don't know. In the meantime, let's stop. In the meantime, let's look at Farquhar a little bit. Okay, so the camera's not going to let me go into here. I like Farquhar Station. Farquhar looks really good. Let's see, we got tickets. Yeah, see, like, it's so hard to tell if we're in the modern day or not, because, like, these clothes look fairly modern, but then these clothes look kind of older. Like, these clothes look a little older. These look really modern. And then, like, you go over here, and essentially, yeah, it's just this hot, like that looks super modern, that bag. But that bag also looks older. I don't know. Maybe it's like the modern day, but on the island of Sodor, everyone's just kind of stuck in, like, 1965, which is kind of the vibe the show gives you anyway. Or, I mean, hell, maybe it is 1965. I don't know. I mean, the show kind of seems to be frozen in this weird kind of floating timeline that's somewhere between, like, I want to say the mid 40s to, like, the early 60s. And it's pretty evident that the show at least ends at some point in the early 60s, because in season 24, they introduce Kenji, who is, of course, a Japanese Shinkansen. And he's touted as a very new invention. And, pardon me, at that point in time, of course, the Shinkansen, I think it came out, I think they built it in 1961 or 62. So I think it's pretty safe to say the show ends in, like, the early 60s, right? To the balloon loop. Yeah, I think it's pretty safe to assume the show ends in, like, the early 60s. And if the show ends in the early 60s, so if it starts in, like, 1961, and then we count back, like, I don't know, 24 years, because I like to think that, like, every season's kind of like a year, because you go from, like, the summer and the spring and the fall. Like, every season usually seems to have at least a fall episode, a winter episode, and then multiple spring and summer episodes. So, so, like, if you count back from the early 60s, I think it's like they're like mid 40s. So that still kind of lines up. What throws everything off is the freaking the Great Race movie, on top of other things. But what throws everything off is the Great Race, because in the Great Race you have Ivan, who's painted in the modern Russian flag colors. And because Ivan's painted in the modern Russian flag colors, of course, if you know your history, you know that the Soviet Union collapsed in the early 90s, and that's when they adopted the modern Russian flag. So Ivan's existence kind of suggests that the Great Race takes place in the early 90s, or at least the mid-90s. I'd actually probably around the mid-90s, I'd say, by the time they would paint an engine. But at the same time, too, there's those logical inconsistencies with, like, every character. So I don't know. Okay, and that completes the service. So thank you guys for watching. Again, if you want to see this kind of stuff in future, just let me know. I had a ton of fun with this. It was a nice, just kind of little fun, easy breezy kind of stream. I'm thinking if we do this again, I'll maybe plan a little more in advance, and we'll get into it a little further. But thank you for watching, and I will see you guys all in the next video or the next stream. Bye, guys.